Hi, everybody. Friday morning. Great to be with you. Noyes notes and 1 degree outside today. Just the next 24 hours. And actually, there's not a lot happening today. It ramps up a little bit more Saturday, but we're going to cover at least the big points here in Noyes notes for you right now, which goes this way. Scattered showers, really maybe widely scattered or isolated, be a better way to put it. But those in downpours do slowly build through southern New England over the course of the day today. I'll show you the radar forecast here in just a moment. If you are headed to the beach, just keep in mind, particularly for the kids, there is what some folks call an undertow there, a moderate rip current risk over the course of the day today. Steadiest rain is going to come in here for Saturday morning into early afternoon. It breaks up more and more later in the day, and then Sunday actually looks very good. If you're watching on social media, click the link to see the next 24-hour forecast here. If you're watching on our homepage or YouTube, we'll dive right in. And here's what's going on for you in terms of the predicted radar over the course of the day. Again, we always encourage you, Danielle and I, not to focus on the exact time and placement of this stuff. We do encourage you to use our app to do that in the past plus future mode on that interactive radar tab. But nonetheless, you can see when it rains, it pours today across the Cape and the Islands. It doesn't rain a lot, but when it rains, it comes down. And that is the case, too, at 3 p.m. coming into Connecticut. And the farther north you go, it's isolated stuff. There'll be downpours mixed in with them in southern New England. Northern New England, it's more like a pop-up shower. Look, there's a ton of humidity in the air, and that fuels that. There's more humidity that's coming in. And that's why as we get deeper into the evening, you start to get more in the way of downpours and thunderstorms that are able to crop up. And that will be the case, too, as we enter the overnight. In fact, after midnight is when more of that will likely fill in for us. And again, tomorrow morning is the steadiest period of rain. So if you look at total rain over the next 24 hours, it is very hit or miss, right? I mean, you've got some areas that pick up a decent amount, and then you've got other areas that don't get much at all. And again, a lot of that just has to do with where the downpours end up hitting as they kind of wander through. They've got a lot of moisture to work with. You still have these exceptional dew points running in the 70s, really tropical air. That's why I say when it rains, it pours. But the other impact out of that is the heat index and what it feels like on the body. It's going to feel like about 95 to 100 degrees in parts of southern New England, even Augusta, Maine, Bangor, Maine, feel like 95 here over the course of the day. So that gives you a major heat stress. And again, you want to think about hydration, taking breaks, making sure you don't have overexertion on a day like today. So we should hit 90 around Boston to Billerica, Natick about 89, and very close to 92 when you come into the Pioneer Valley. Now, the closer you are to the south coast with the wind that comes out of the south, that limits your climb just a little bit, but you make up for it in spades with the humidity that we have, right? You come farther to the north, and again, we looked at the fact that the showers and downpours won't be even as widely scattered as they are in southern New England, but there may be a couple that pop up later on. Still, your temperature able to get up to about 90 degrees today. And then when you get into northern New England, most of us are in the 80s. The clouds building a little bit more for us. In the great north, we still are in the 80s, all the way up to Holton, Maine, and then it drops a little bit when you get into the crown of Maine. And notice we're in the 80s at Halifax and across the Canadian provinces for that matter as well. Overnight tonight, mild and muggy, temperatures hanging out in the 70s. Here comes some of that rain expanding more and more. And again, really setting up shop for Saturday morning and early afternoon. I'm going to cover that in our Insights video coming up in just a couple of moments at our homepage, 1degreeoutside.com. You can always get our app at the App Store and on Google Play. Search Noyes 1 degree outside weather. That's the way it looks for now. See you again in just a couple of minutes.